meeting. Thank y'all for coming. Mayor is absent tonight, and we ask that you remember his family. He is at the hospital with his father, is where he should be, and we've asked Jimmy Clyde to say the prayer for us.
Heavenly Father, as we come to you this evening, we thank you for your blessings, for being with us today. God, we pray that you would bless our meeting tonight, bless our board, our city officials, our department heads. Lord, tonight we pray for Mr. Johnny Linden, that you would touch him, God. We know that all things work together for the good to those that love you. And God, I pray that you would be with him. God bless us again, I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a couple items that we need to add to the agenda. First thing is Mr. John Hargraves is with us tonight. We need to add him to the agenda and add the Family Dollar / Dollar Tree sewer project to the agenda. Motion carried. I'm going to give you just a few minutes to look over the agenda. When you have a chance to look over it, I'll need a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any discussion? Motion carried. All right, next we have Mr., because he's traveled a good bit, I'm gonna let Mr. John come on up and discuss what he needs to say to us tonight.
Thank you for the time. Good evening. You may remember me from last year, possibly, John Hargraves with PM Environmental. We submitted the city submitted an application to the EPA for a brownfield assessment grant back in November. And the announcements came out about 3-4 weeks ago, and the Booneville application was funded. So it's a $500,000 zero match grant to assess brownfield properties within the city. So I'm here. I met with Sharon and Lori this afternoon to kind of go over a few things and just kind of plan. Where we are right now is the paperwork for the EPA to approve the cooperative agreement and to get all that in place is with the EPA for review right now. So we're kind of just waiting to hear back from them. The funding does not become available until October 1st, so there's a bit of a gap here. So what we were discussing strategy about what to do, and August 3rd, we've said we're going to have a kickoff meeting. So it's going to be a public meeting, and I'll go into a lot more detail about the project, what's involved, what you can do with it. And we'll be discussing site inventory and a lot of other things at that point. But we can really kind of dig into it. But I just wanted to come by and say, if you hadn't heard, it's there. You know, we are ready to get started, and we'll be ready to go on October 1st.
Thank you.
So-
Yes, thank you for all that you've done. And that's the headliner. Anytime we have something that's that big for our town, that
always
deserves
great news. Yep.
a big front page
Absolutely,
announcement.
yeah. And they'll,
Appreciate it.
I mean, I think everybody, you know, you guys have been engaged in the process, so I think we can do a lot of good things with it.
Yes. Thank you for
So
bringing
thank you.
positivity
Thank you.
Take
to
care.
our town.
And while we're at this, let's go ahead, since we added the Family Dollar Tree sewer project to the agenda, This is just a matter of cleaning up the minutes with it. We approved to give 20,000.
Up to 20.
Up to 20,000, and so we need to make that official and put that into the minutes. So I'll need a first and a second.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, and now I'm going to revert to Ms. Sharon Williams.
Okay, I just need to ask that y'all approve to increase the amount that we spend on AMR water meters, retroactive to April of this year. This is just because in the original, when y'all voted on this originally, we voted on an amount that was for gas and water meters, and when I submitted the first ARPA report, when the calculation was done, it was lower than this, and this is what we've had to spend so far, so.
So the prices, they have went up, so we need to.
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, and then I need to ask that you approve to, we need to spend 70,000 more on AMR meters before we're complete with this.
Motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Can I say something on
Yeah.
that? There's a possibility, we hadn't really discussed it, there's a possibility that the delivery time, the problem is the delivery time, I'm getting them, it may be so far out that we might just go ahead and end the contract and let city forces replace them as they come in, or I discuss that with Paul, not yet, but we'll discuss that before, but we can go ahead like this, and then we may have it or we may not.
Okay.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, and then we've discussed this a few times, but I wanna go ahead and get approval to have Todd Butler to review and update the handbook.
Motion. Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Is there an amount that that's?
It's less than 5,000.
So up to
Up to 5,000. All in favor? Motion carried.
Okay, and this is just a cleanup, because in the minutes we had it listed to, it was United Healthcare, so I just need approval for us to prepay Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is a payroll deduction,
Motion.
so Blue Cross isn't, but.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
Okay. And then the next one's kind of the same. I need y'all to approve to prepay C-Spire, because originally this was AT&T, and this is for internet, cell phone, and NCIC.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
Okay, and then approve the resolution for ad valorem tax exemption for Williams-Sonoma and Sutter Street Manufacturing in the amount of $195,180 for a period of 10 years.
Everything's in order.
Okay. Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And then, I need your approval for the resolution for ad valorem tax exemption for Plumrose USA, in the amount of $5,784,862.54 for a period of 10 years.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And then I need approval for the final resolution for the ad valorem tax exemption for Provia in the amount of $4,165,562 for a period of 10 years.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And then we just wanted clarification on the payment of taxes on the 107 Marietta Street that the city agreed to pay. 2020's is $417.71.
What was it?
$417.71. 2021 is $1,359.35. And then 2022 is $1,020.88.
Motion.
Second.
Anyone? Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
Okay, and need approval for the mayor to sign, this is the grant for the radios for the police department that we received. It's in the amount of $21,975. We did receive funding on that, and we've got the paperwork now to sign to get everything going.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, and then approval for E-Verify for me to be the MOU signer on that. This is just something that I have to do as far as employees go.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, and then we had discussed this earlier, but I just wanna get approval for a separate set of expenditures to be set up for elected officials in the upcoming budget.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
And then this one is something that we kinda went back and forth on. It's just the AT&T cell phones and what you would like to do, if you wanna declare those of no value, or how you would like for me to handle that.
After speaking with David Jones, he has informed me that if the phone has any value whatsoever, we cannot do that.
So we need to collect them back up.
We need to collect them back up.
Okay, I make a motion to collect the phones.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
Okay, and then I need your approval to, well, this is the fuel bids. I'm not sure how you wanna handle this, but we do still owe, Jumper Oil $4,011.92 that we will need to pay.
According to the mayor said he talked with David Jones. I have not spoken with David about this issue, but we're good either way. You decide to leave it with Jumper or go with the other, so you can do it.
I'll make a motion to leave it with Jumper.
I do. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All in favor? Motion carried.
And is that to pay the $4,011 as well?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I need your approval, to get quotes for flooring for City Hall.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
And that was in the capital.
All right, Mr. Charles Sanders.
How are y'all this
Charles
afternoon?
Sanders.
It was brought to my attention about a month ago that the back doors, big doors, there's no handicap accessibility to our library. So I was requested to get some couple of prices. I requested 2 prices and got 1, so, here's, I didn't make y'all all a copy of it, but it's on the agenda. Got a quote for 2 ADA wireless buttons and a swing door operator for the back door. That's where the handicap parking space is, right there at the door, for $4,850. I'd like for y'all to approve that.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you for doing that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Ms. Lori?
How are y'all?
How are you?
Good. I guess the first one is, just like for you, I'm not sure that we didn't do that last month, but Daniel, you might can clarify that. I think we approved for me to go, because the mayor couldn't go to Hattiesburg, but I think that's the total. We
Yeah.
were not.
We did approve for that.
Yeah,
did.
so that may not, should be on there.
Okay,
Okay, well, excellent.
okay. we can take-
Thank you.
Take that off. Okay.
Okay, I'll move on to the second one. We are going to do a unveiling for the mural in the downtown, so I'm just asking for approval to spend tourism money for Asia Branch event in the amount of $1,500.
Motion.
Or second.
Any discussion?
The mural that's already out there is absolutely beautiful.
It
We
is.
stopped by and looked at it the other day.
And,
All in favor?
Uh,
Motion carried.
also, I'm asking you to approve a tourism resolution for a sound system for the movie nights that we're having, down at the depot. We have 2 more weeks of that, and he's billing us at the end of that period. And so that would be a total for 4 nights, so.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
This is, asking for a motion for, I spoke with, let me back up and just tell you, spoke with Mr. Jim Lamb and also Gary Coates. Gary has been working with Mr. Lamb and them to get the Cunningham House, repairs done to it. 2 of the doors are rotten and no good, so we are asking that $2,000 be set aside from the tourism funds to, go toward the repairs of the Cunningham House.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Also, we're asking for a tourism resolution to pay for our local ad, shop local, ads.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, this would be, I interviewed a young lady, Maria Jenkins, and I would like to present her tonight, hopefully as a part-time employee. She accepted the position over the phone this afternoon, and, she could not be here tonight, and she's really a delight, so I hope to bring her at the next board meeting for y'all to meet her. But, I would like for, y'all to approve her as an immediate hire for me.
Motion.
Second.
What's the rate of pay?
Who made the motion?
Part-time
Give it time.
11. Okay.
I'm sorry, didn't put that on there.
That's okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And we had James and I worked with, or presented the branding to y'all, at the workshop. We were just asking, could we go ahead and get your approval to implement that and start the process of getting everything phased out, or
Motion.
phased in?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
And this is on the, planning commission appointments that, we discussed, for the commission. I just need, one from your ward, each of you, if you would get those names to me and who you're gonna submit from your ward, so we can go ahead and contact them, cause we do wanna have a meeting in, July.
Do we need to make a motion on that, or? No, 'cause- okay, okay,
And that's all.
that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I started saying Bobby Agnew, but
It's
you're
out
not.
tonight due to a death in the family. So, we would like approval to purchase 2 mobile radios. These will go in 2 of our trucks at the amount of $4,739.76, and these will be purchased with the money from House Bill 1353 that we received.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Alright, this next one on, the first one on E, strike that. And the next one is, Lisa, is this you?
No, actually, David.
Mr. David?
Yeah, I've got one price in, but I haven't got the second price. It's gonna be below it. It's gonna be in a quote, so I'm waiting on the second price. So
Okay.
we table that until the next
Okay.
meeting.
Motion to table.
Second.
Alright, any discussion? It's tabled. Alright, Chief Ramey?
I'd like to ask y'all to approve hiring, Kayla Fay there as a full-time police officer at $16.70 an hour. He's here with me, gonna be effective immediately.
Okay,
Motion.
Second.
any discussion?
Who made the motion?
I did.
All in favor?
Welcome aboard.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, Daddy, I'll keep you straight.
Who's it? Oh, okay. Alright, Kenny?
I guess that was yours.
Alright, what I did on the agenda is that I listed them all, like we had on the last agenda, or the work session. How do we need to handle this?
Well, last meeting, he was just gonna look at them individually, isn't that what he
Yeah.
said he wanted to do? That's what he
Okay,
said.
alright, so we're just gonna take it one at a time?
Some of them can be done by the city, and some of them gonna need some consideration, so
Alright,
those will be done by the city, you'll make a motion.
alright, so the first one that I have is, I need a motion to receive quotes to repair drainage ditch at New Way Trucks.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Alright, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. The next one is the washout at the old Ford dealership.
It's the last one in the packet there.
Okay.
A couple of items on that. One of the items is that half of the box is full of silt and trees and dirt and stuff that MDOT needs to get out to make it more effective so the water can go on through. The second is that the water that's causing the problems is the water that's falling on the parking lot and running off. And from what I understand from Daniel's surmise to the Attorney General was that that would not be classified as waters of the state because it's not entered any kind of drainage structure yet. It's just falling on their own parking lot and running off. And it's, even though it's causing a lot of problems and it's causing riprap to go down, it's going undergrouted riprap, it's still kind of, I would not classify it as waters of the state.
Okay, so, I need a motion to,
Are
table-
these quotes? What are we doing with these? Are we
That-
getting?
That's what I need your recommendation on what we should do at the wash at the old Ford dealership.
He just gave it.
This is a
Yeah.
parking lot, it's coming, water
So-
coming off the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
On,
we need to-
on both sides.
No action taken.
No action taken.
Even at the barber shop.
Okay.
Alright. Now let's look at the sinkholes at, 103 Penny Lane.
Okay, let's just call Penny Lane, and
Summer Lane.
it would have been good if I'd had yours list, I can put them in that order. But it's, the actual pipe that, we just replaced the pipe under the street at Penny Lane into the box, and the actual pipe that's leaving that box is rusted out in the bottom, causing the sinkhole. Now, there's about 270 feet, 260 feet of pipe to get to the next inlet up there, or get to the outlet. Goes under two fences and under one building. Utility building that can be moved, so it's not that big of a deal. It's, if we want to pursue that, it's, I guess that $75,000 to do that work. So, whatever y'all would like.
What is your recommendation?
Well, we're gonna have to take down the fences, one of them's brand new, and put them back up and move the building and then lay the pipe out through there, and lay a different pipe. And, you know, long run, it would be the thing to do. If it's short term, we might, I don't know how far the pipe's rusted down in there because I wasn't able to pull the grate and get down in there.
We've been putting dirt in suck holes over there for years, since Jimmy Harris was over there.
All the way from one end to the other, really, hadn't you?
Yeah. And that's what they was wanting dirt put around that box, was sucking around that box.
And every time we do it, 2 weeks later, or 2 rains later, it's back just like it was.
Motion to approve and fix it.
Okay. Do I have a
Second.
Okay. Alright, any more discussion?
I have discussion on, I guess this can be with all of the things, on the funding for this do we have this in our, anything to pay for anything that we're talking about? No?
We may,
So how are we gonna
these
pay
may
for it?
be items to put on the budget for next year.
Items for next year.
I mean, we're not,
You're not about to start this
I'm not
budget?
gonna say, no, we're not gonna do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Did-
No, you know, some of these are, you know, $75,000.
Right.
That'd blow Kenny's budget.
Yeah,
That's this one, yeah,
That's, so, in this motion, does it need to say
new budget year.
new budget year? You all right with that, Jeff?
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, next one is, 409 Georgia Allen Drive.
Two problems at 409. One problem is the culvert itself under the street is rusted out and causing the pavement to sink in on the south side of the road. That culvert needs to be replaced. We have a replacement cost of it of like $4,500, and Kenny believes that the street department can do that,
Okay.
can put that in.
Second.
We also have one other item, we've got a gas line that's exposed that we probably need to lower, but that would be OJ. The next thing is behind the house that was brought up at 409, there's a couple of sinkholes and there's pictures of them in there. One of them is over the sewer service that serves that house where he'd been laid, whoever laid it. And you can see the pipe down in the bottom of the hole, right, that one.
Yeah.
That's the sewer pipe. So, you know, this is the same situation as Cartwright Ford. This is water coming off of the house in the yard and going to the ditch. The other sinkhole they had was in a low spot that was below the top of the bank, so the water couldn't get to the ditch, and it had either found a crawdad hole or something and made its own suck hole. I don't know that we could call these waters of the state yet either, because they were not in the drainage system or anything else.
Table that and then fix the culvert.
All right. Well, right now I have a motion and a second to fix the culvert.
Yeah.
All in favor?
I can't make it.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Let's do that.
We'll just,
And table
No
the second
action.
part of
No
it.
no
action
action
taken.
on that
Okay.
one. All right, the next one, Mr. David or Kenny, that I've got is the drainage issue at Deanie Richardson's property.
I don't have anything on that one in there. Denny wants to straighten out the ditch, and it's really, in my opinion, it's really something between him and his neighbor, or ever how he wants to do it. It's a natural ditch the way it is now, and I can't see the city being involved in that.
All right, no action. All right, the drainage issue at Ricky Hannon property at 102 Cedar Wood Cove.
We talked about that before, and you know, we had the ditch dug, and then they asked us to fill it in, and you know, so I don't know. It's whatever y'all want to do on that. We can either dig it back out and wait till somebody else moves in so they can ask us to fill it back in, or what. But that was the situation. We did have a ditch back there. It was rip wrapped, if I remember right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All the way
We
up through
took all
there.
the riprap out.
And then we took it out and filled it back
Made a
in.
V ditch out of it, and they were supposed to mow it and keep it up, the property owners.
But they haven't.
Have we talked to the
didn't.
property owners?
Well, what has happened is looked like some dirt has washed down out of one yard and it had washed down in that ditch, and that's what's back in the water. So,
What is your,
What's your opinion of it, though?
whatever y'all wanna do, now,
we've not seen it.
there's gotta be some dirt dug out to get the water to go on down.
And then let them mow it?
Well, they've been mowing it, everybody mows it except for where the wet spot is, and that's where they can't mow it because the
Because
water's
it's too
stagnant in
wet.
it.
Mm-hmm.
But all the rest of it is mowed and kept up. It's just that one spot.
So we could take that dirt out there and reshape the ditch and then let them mow it.
Let's do that.
Okay.
motion
let's
to
do
do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Jeff made the motion, I have a second.
Second.
Carolyn, any more discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. Alright, now drainage issue at Courtney Deaton property at 102 Foster Park.
I looked at that and it's a ditch behind the house. There's no, I could not see anything there that would be a problem. It may overflow because it is a small ditch and we've got like a 48-inch pipe that it runs into and carries it under the road. And it is a small, so if it comes a heavy, hard rain, it may overflow, but it's just a drainage ditch in the low area behind the house. I can't see anything that we can do there.
Okay, no action. Alright, culvert and box at John Hill property at 501 Adams Street.
We talked about it.
That's on pictures are on there. There's a couple. It's just an inlet box that Kenny described it. All they did was just pour concrete on top of the ground and put a grate in it. And my idea would be to go ahead and build a box, build it right, square it up, and not just have it poured on top of the ground.
Motion, second.
Motion second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. Drainage issue at Booneville High School.
Yeah, that's the Botec. That was the second one. There's some pictures of that. It's leaking at the joints. We've gone in and foamed some of them. This is right at the building at the Botec, and the dirt just keeps going in. We fill it with dirt and it keeps going in. And, we can dig that pipe up and replace about 30 feet of it and solve that problem right there where the joints are apart. The video showed the water just running in when we were taking the video of it.
They fixing some there right now.
No, they're laying the pipe.
pipe, yeah.
They're laying the pipe between the Votec and the high school that they asked Kenny to lay, that they said he was gonna get some price on, but they're laying it as we speak. So that was the one that we just said since they were gonna do it, we wasn't gonna fool with it, so we didn't fool with it. But this is the Votec itself.
Is this something that needs to be on the next?
It's sucking up.
What was
It's
I?
sucking dirt out from under the foundation of the building.
Do we have money to pay for it?
That I don't know.
Alright, on this one, have we received quotes on it? Because that's what the motion is to receive quotes to repair the culvert at the Booneville High School.
Well, that was talking about they wanted us to give them a price between the high school and the Votec, the one that they're laying.
They're
That's
laying
not
there.
us.
Okay.
This is the Votec, in front of the Votec at the foundation.
Gotcha.
It's sucking it out. It's, we had a price maybe $25,000 to $30,000, maybe a little bit more to do that, so estimate. So, if you want to put that on the next budget, that's the thing to do.
Okay.
I'll make a motion for that.
Alright, do I have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. Now the drainage issue at the Prentice County Votec.
That was it.
That was it? Okay. Alright, that's it.
We had
Unless-
one
is
that
there one
that
more?
may not have been on that list, which was 9th Street. The fellow's there's a 15-inch pipe running all the way down beside 9th Street, and there's a section of it that we've had to haul dirt into a good bit, and as I looked at it today, it's still got sucking dirt into it. It's about 100 feet of 15-inch, wasn't it? What about us laying that?
Is it on here?
We can probably, yeah, it's like, it's called 9th Street.
Street and Penny Lane.
No, it's just called, well, we had 9th Street and Penny Lane, and this is just, I call one of them Penny to somewhere and one of them, 9th.
Is it on our, we don't have it in our stuff. We have it on yours, but not in our packet.
Yeah, I didn't have a picture of it when
Let's just hang on to it and
It's a picture of that
we'll
one.
motion to,
Let's
we'll
put
put
that
it on
one on the
the,
next agenda.
Okay,
yeah.
that's all of them, yeah. Oh, we got the bus shop. Y'all, did you go over the bus shop?
No,
It was not on my list.
It wasn't on mine.
It's not on the list either? Okay,
it was on my list last time. I had it may
Yeah,
not
he's
wrote it
left
down.
it off, but what the deal on the bus shop is, it's just a culvert, he's got the culvert over at the shop, he's got the materials to fix it, and I just let him fix it.
It's gotta
Okay.
be replaced.
It's,
before
I mean,
the
that
school
didn't really,
starts.
that
Okay,
really,
that's right.
It's falling in.
Right.
that really doesn't, I don't know if that really
That's
takes
really
board
a-
motion or not, just,
more of a
it's just
day-to-day
maintenance.
thing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank y'all. James?
Good evening. I have 3 items on the agenda tonight. This is all equipment for the new Booneville Police Department. First is approval for server network and security firewall equipment in the amount of $4,191.36.
Motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Second is the server room storage locker in the amount of $2,539.30.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Third is the server room backup battery and surge protector that will supply all the power in case the electricity's out on the network for $2,886.06.
Motion. Second.
All right, any more discussion? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, now we're down to the board report, and I have got it on, I put it on the agenda to discuss and, budget preparations. And, what I understand that, with a budget, it's lengthy and there's a lot to it. I understand more than anybody does, and no reflection to anybody, but 2 eyes is always better than one whenever you're putting a budget together. And, we just wanna know, we're not promised tomorrow, and if one of us, happens, God forbid, not to be here, we want a backup to be able to know how to move forward with the budget and the preparations of it. So, I wanted to put into the minutes I want a motion for Sharon Williams to learn the budget preparations and be included in the meetings, cause that way we will be prepared, and God forbid something ever to
Motion.
happen.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is Mr. Jeff Williams.
We have discussed this, the board and I and the mayor, and we're trying to get a Black History Museum, and what it is, we done purchased the building. And I need a motion from the board for them to bring the building in. It won't be nobody staying in it, all it'll be is a touring, for people to come in and tour, history of Sunflower and back at Week Anderson School and all of that, but it will be nobody staying in it. It's a nice building. It's gonna be landscaped around it. I'm gonna do the landscaping around it, and it's gonna be nice, and we're gonna have parking. We got plenty of parking, so I just need a motion to bring the building in because they holding it, and right now, and we forgot to put it on the agenda last board meeting.
Okay. Motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would like to discuss something. Being that this is a special project for the community, it does go against our policy for fabricated buildings or whatever you call them. But we wanna make sure that it's just an exception to the rule, that this is brought in and that we're gonna make this a really nice place for
Yeah.
the community. But
Yeah, it's
this
gonna
is an
be
exception
nice.
to the rule. We're not gonna start adding businesses and whatnot. This is an exception to the
It's
rule.
for a museum.
This is the
so
museum, and we're
that's why.
Right.
excited to see it.
All right, all in favor? Motion carried. All right, a few things, I need a motion to approve a 4th-page graduation add to the Prentiss County Progress in the amount of $200 retroactive to May 30th of 2020.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, we need to approve, I need a motion to approve or purchase the 2023 Booneville High School football program ad in the amount of $175 for a full-page ad.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, I need a motion to approve the change order request for the police department generators. I did talk to Mayor this afternoon, and he said that it would be around, we've got the contingency of around 50,000, but this is only gonna be about around $4,000.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, this is, the MCWI grant, and, let's make a motion in a second, and then I would like to bring Cook Hagen up here to talk about it. So I need a motion to approve the MCWI grant.
Motion.
Or second.
All right, and now discussion.
How y'all doing? Hey. Actually, there's two of those.
Okay.
Yeah. You might wanna revise that when we get through talking
All right.
your motion or whatever. As y'all are aware, we have been chasing the MCWI program since it came out, by the legislature. And, Booneville had two projects that we applied. And you could use your local MCWI monies that you had received and leverage the state's MCWI money. And for in Booneville's case, you could do 1-to-1, leverage it 1-to-1. So that's what we did, and looks like both of them is going to be, come to fruition. And we've gone through the process as far as the applications, and Sharon's helped, been a big help doing that, and got through the first round. They only had so much money to use the first round, and so anyway, they fell over to the second round, and that's when they got funded. So now what you've received here late last week was, well, first let me back up. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, we modified the schedule, and that was, they had sent out some original agreements for the city to execute, but there would be no way to meet the schedule. And as I understand, they pretty much changed them statewide. And so we modified the schedule. They gave a way to do that, sent that back, and they revised the city's agreements. And that's what you have tonight to approve and to sign and get sent back. And it's 2 projects.
Okay,
And
2 separate projects.
yeah, they're one of them's project 496 and one of them's 525.
496 and 525.
Yes.
All right, so is that okay to amend y'all's motion to approve the project 496 first?
Yes.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Now let's approve the project for 525 grant.
Yeah.
Motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Then if y'all have time, I would like to tell you a little bit more about the project. So, the 496 project is the clean water project, what they call clean water, and it's the one that is replacing the old utilities, storm drainage lines and sewer lines around the football stadium, up in that area, and then down behind the post office. And I had a drawing on that I wanted to pass around. I just took this thing's been around for a long time, and we keep adding to it every time we learn something about those pipes. But take one of those and pass it, and we'll talk about it.
just to give y'all a perspective of this project, I know we've been over it before, but to refresh your memory about it, the top part, what I highlighted in blue, that's the storm drainage lines that will be replaced, or new ones put in those areas that I've highlighted with blue. Now, across, you see where I've dashed some existing red lines, that's the storm drain lines that will be abandoned and removed from service. And you can see those that go across the football field, and there's even some underneath the concession building on the south end. Then on the lower end, the very south end, bottom of your sheet, there's another blue section, and that's the part that goes across the post office. Now, we actually have approved bid documents for both of these projects already, but we've gotten to deal with post office issues down there about making sure that the city gets an easement for that work first before moving forward. And that's one reason I adjusted the schedule, but the main reason we adjusted the schedule was not to be right in the middle of Northeast and Booneville football season. So construction, we've got it set to where construction actually wouldn't start till after that. And I told the state that's the reason we adjusted the schedule. Now, just to make sure everybody understood about the funding, the state legislature a couple terms ago appropriated $1 million for the city for this project, and I think that was on some state bond money. So we had the $1 million, and then our estimate's $1,800,000 for the whole project. So we used $400,000 of your local ARPA funds and leveraged another $400,000 from the state ARPA funding for the $1.8 million. So I don't know, you can say this one way or another, but this would actually be 100% funded project with no local taxpayer money.
That's a big
coming
deal.
into it.
Very good.
So, and I've always told y'all, if you got a little money, you can leverage it and get some more. So that's what we did on this particular project.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you
that's
for your
$1.8 million.
word.
All right, any questions about this project, this particular one? Okay, let's move on to the other pressure filter project replacement up on Parker Drive. We also have a set of bid documents ready for that project too. We're basically gonna scrub our plans though before we send it out to bid. That particular project, Paul can tell you, is in dire need of being replaced. And we worked with Paul early on about it, but I want to get him a set of plans and specs and go over them, make sure he's 100% satisfied with everything before we get to the bid stage. But again, this project, we used some of your ARPA money to leverage the project. We think it's going to be around $1,450,000, and so we were able to use $749,000 of your ARPA monies, and the state has going to grant you $780,380. So basically another one-to-one where you used your ARPA funds for the benefit of making some pretty needed improvements.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you
Yes.
guiding us to use those ARPA funds wisely.
Well, that's what they for. A lot of the cities have taken advantage of that. So, but other than that, that's the two projects, and from now, moving forward, they're going to pick up some steam. So, those two agreements, Sharon, need to be signed and then sent back to MDEQ. It was in the email. Make sure you use that last email.
Okay.
The revised agreements. And then MDEQ will approve them, sign them, and then send everybody back an executed copy.
That sounds wonderful.
All right, I remember about 6 or 7 years ago, President Ford and I came up here, and y'all wasn't on the board, maybe Jeff was, I don't remember, but the word was, y'all get some grant money, we'll replace these lines, so
Here it is.
it's all
Here it
worked
is.
out, took a few
That's right.
years, but
That's
it's
right.
worked out.
Another headliner, positivity in our town. We're not spending
That's right.
tax dollars, that means something.
That's right.
And I meant to do this at the beginning, but I didn't know if y'all knew that Hunter Bullard is working with us. He's a recent civil engineer graduate, another Boonvillian, so I want him to come tonight to see y'all.
And thank you for all you do. You've
Yeah,
been
we
really
appreciate
good
your
work.
help,
Thank
Kim.
y'all.
Absolutely.
That's our livelihood, that's what we do. Y'all be seeing Hunter quite a bit.
Nice to meet you, Hunter.
Nice to meet you too.
Your mom and dad said they expect to see you more too.
Pay for your own meals now.
Right.
Y'all don't need anything less, we'll eat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we are down to the approve the department head and professional services reappointments. And this is gonna be lengthy because we've gotta do one at a time. First one, we need a motion to reappoint Sharon Williams as city clerk.
Motion. Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Michael Ramey as police chief.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Bobby Agnew as fire chief.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Charles Sanders as public property manager and building inspector.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Kenny White as street department manager.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. Need a motion to reappoint John Hill as park director.
Motion.
You got it, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Lori Tucker as tourism director.
Motion.
Get it? Carolyn and then Tara. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint James McChristian as IT manager.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Lisa Stinnett as gas and water manager.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Paul Carpenter as water sewer manager.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Oscar Jocelyn as gas manager.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Daniel Tucker as city attorney.
Motion.
You get all that? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Greg Myers as municipal judge.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint Lisa Kuhn as public defender.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Need a motion to reappoint David Moore as city engineer.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Who did you have for that?
I got Carolyn and Jeff.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, and this is just a quick announcement. The next board meeting it falls on July 4th, so, it will be carried over per the governor, right? Was it the governor? The statute to Wednesday, July the 5th will be our next board meeting. All right. Daniel, you are up next.
Yeah, we were asked to look for amending our sick leave policy to prevent employees from abusing the policy. And I think just a very simple add-on to the policy would be enough. Just add the clause that if department head believes sick time is being abused, the department head can request a doctor's statement from the employee at any time that they take sick leave. So there needs to be a, department head needs to take heed, they need to keep a list or chart or records of what they think is being abused. I think that addition will cover all departments.
Motion.
All in favor? Any discussion? Motion carried.
Jimmy Clyde.
Next, I need to request a closed session for personnel issue in the police department.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
We're gonna step out, don't see.
All right, now we're back in open session, and, I ask for the chief's recommendations.
On the first recommendation of Austin Kidd, I recommend that you terminate him effective immediately.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
On the second one is DJ Wilkerson, I ask that you terminate him effective immediately.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And third one is Riley Strickland. I ask you to demote him from patrol sergeant back to patrolman, and also cut his pay back to patrolman pay, which is
Effective
$17.20 an hour, effective immediately.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief, I would point out that this is a personnel issue, and it's, there are ongoing investigations in this matter, so that will be the comments that we'll offer to the press and to the public.
Correct.
All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Go to Tennessee.
Motion carried.
Take the drive.
What are you doing?